You ever get that feeling? Like you're constantly pushing to get coaching clients.
Yeah.
It's like you're battling uphill,
Yeah.
you
I
know,
know exactly what you mean.
trying to convince people that they need something they maybe aren't even ready for.
Mm-hmm.
So what if, instead of pushing, we could pull clients in,
Oh, I like that.
not in some manipulative way,
Right.
but by becoming magnetic,
Yeah.
by radiating an energy that naturally draws the right people in.
Becoming magnetic. I love that.
And that's what we're diving into today.
Yes.
How to attract coaching clients effortlessly, without the conflict or the pressure of those old school sales tactics.
It's a brilliant shift in perspective because, you see, traditional sales strategies often backfire when it comes to coaching.
Yeah,
Think about it. Coaching is deeply personal work.
absolutely.
It's about transformation, not just transactions.
It's like trying to force a butterfly out of its cocoon.
Exactly.
It just doesn't work that way.
Right.
So where do we even begin to make this shift from pushing to pulling?
Well, one of the sources we're exploring today highlights the importance of understanding the energetics at play. You see, when we come from a place of neediness or desperation, like we need this client to make rent, that energy is palpable
Oh, yeah.
and it actually repels people.
I've definitely felt that energy from salespeople before, and it's a total turnoff. You can almost feel them trying to force you into a box.
Exactly. The source uses a great analogy. It's like going on a date where the other person is clearly desperate for a relationship. It makes you want to run for the hills.
Oh, for sure. So how do we avoid giving off those desperate vibes, especially when we're first starting out and really want to build our practice?
The key is to shift our focus from getting clients to having meaningful conversations.
Okay.
Instead of leading with a pitch, we lead with curiosity.
That makes so much sense. Instead of thinking, how can I get this person to sign up?
Mm.
We ask, what are their dreams? What are their challenges?
Mm.
It feels so much more aligned with the spirit of coaching.
Absolutely. And here's a really interesting point from another source. When we try to sell transformation, it creates resistance. But when we offer service, connection, and alignment, it creates flow.
So it's not about convincing someone they need to change, but rather inviting them into a space where transformation feels possible.
Exactly. And that invitation doesn't have to be a hard sell. In fact, it's often more powerful when it's subtle.
Okay, I'm intrigued. What does that subtle invitation look like?
One of the sources, a coach who built a thriving practice without ever doing a hard sell, shared a specific phrase that she uses. I'm curious, what's the biggest challenge you're facing right now?
It's so simple, yet so powerful, because it opens the door for the other person to share what's truly on their heart.
And notice how it doesn't even mention coaching. It's simply an invitation to connect, to share, to explore.
This is really resonating with me. It feels like we're shifting from this transactional me versus you mentality to a space of genuine connection and collaboration.
And that's where the magic happens, because when people feel seen and heard, they naturally become more open to the possibility of working with you. But it's not about manipulation. It's about creating an environment where transformation can unfold organically.
So it's not about tricks or tactics, but about embodying a certain energy and approach.
Precisely. And this shift from pushing to pulling applies to everything you do, from the way you show up online to the conversations you have in person.
All right, I'm ready to dive deeper into this. What are some specific ways we can embody this magnetic energy and attract clients effortlessly? Let's unpack that right after.
Let's unpack that.
Okay.
One powerful way to embody this magnetic energy is by speaking your truth consistently. Share your story, your reflections, the transformations you've witnessed in your own life and with clients.
That makes sense. When we're authentic and vulnerable, we give others permission to do the same.
Exactly. It's like a ripple effect.
Yeah.
And when you share your truth, you attract people who resonate with your message and your values.
It reminds me of that saying, people don't buy what you do, they buy why you do it.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
And speaking of why, another key to becoming magnetic is to give value freely. You know, all those insights you have.
Yes.
Don't hold them back. Share them generously without expecting anything in return.
So it's not about hoarding our knowledge or trying to make people pay for every little nugget of wisdom.
Not at all. Remember, we're moving away from that scarcity mindset. When you give generously, you create a space for abundance to flow back to you.
It's like that idea of paying it forward. When we offer our gifts without attachment, we create a positive ripple effect in the world.
Exactly.
I love that.
And one source shared a specific example of how to put this into practice.
Mhm.
Instead of just posting generic marketing messages, she started sharing real client breakthroughs on social media.
I love that.
Okay.
It's like showing people what's possible without being pushy or salesy.
And the results were incredible.
Wow.
People started reaching out to her saying things like, I resonate with that story so much, or I'm experiencing something similar and I'd love to explore working with you.
It's like she was creating magnetic content that drew people in.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And it wasn't about hype or exaggeration. It was about sharing genuine stories of transformation that invited people to imagine their own possibilities.
Okay, so we've got speaking our truth, giving value freely, sharing magnetic content. What else can we do to cultivate this pull energy?
Another important piece is to hold your power.
Hmm.
You don't need to chase clients down.
Oh,
The right ones will say yes when they're ready because they'll feel that resonance, that alignment with you and your work.
that can be so hard to do, especially when we're starting out and feeling the pressure to build our practice.
I understand.
Yeah.
But think about it this way. When you chase, you're coming from a place of lack.
Right.
But when you hold your power, you're radiating confidence and self-worth.
And that's incredibly attractive, not just to potential clients, but also in all areas of our lives.
Absolutely. So instead of worrying about getting that next client, focus on becoming the most magnetic version of yourself. Trust that the universe will take care of the rest.
That's such a powerful reminder. So much of this shift from push to pull is about an internal shift, isn't it?
It absolutely is. It's about trusting ourselves, trusting the process, and trusting that the right people will find us when the time is right.
It's like we're moving from a place of fear and scarcity to a place of love and abundance.
Beautifully said. And when we embody that energy, we become a magnet for the people who are meant to work with us. And now I want to share a fascinating example from one of the sources which really brings this idea to life.
Okay.
It's about a coach who embodies this pull energy in a truly unique way.
I'm all ears. I love hearing real-life examples of how this works.
This particular coach is deeply involved in ecstatic dance and art.
Wow.
They weave their coaching mission into these creative expressions, and people are naturally drawn to their energy and authenticity.
Wow, that's so cool. It's like their whole life becomes a testament to their work.
Precisely.
Yeah.
And they don't have to sell anything. People experience their energy and message through their art and their movement, and those who resonate naturally gravitate towards them.
I love how effortless and organic that feels.
Yeah.
It's like their passion and purpose shine through in everything they do, and it draws the right people in.
Exactly. And it highlights something really important. The shift from push to pull isn't just about strategy or techniques. It's about embodiment. It's about living your truth fully in every aspect of your life.
It's about being so aligned with who you are and what you're here to offer that you become irresistible to the people you're meant to serve.
You nailed it.
I love that.
And that's what makes this approach so sustainable and fulfilling. Because when you're living your truth, the work doesn't feel like work.
Right.
It feels like a calling.
This whole conversation has been so inspiring. I feel like I'm finally starting to understand how to attract clients without feeling pushy or inauthentic.
It's about shifting your focus from doing more to being more you. And when you do that, the right people will naturally find their way to you.
This has been such a valuable deep dive.
Yeah.
But I'm curious, what would you say to someone who's feeling stuck in that cycle of push and resistance? What's the first step they can take to start moving towards this more magnetic approach?
It's actually very simple, though it might feel a bit radical at first.
Okay.
Instead of leading with an offer or an invitation to coaching, simply focus on having deep, meaningful conversations.
Yeah.
Really listen to what people are sharing, what their dreams and challenges are. And when you do, I think you'll be amazed at how naturally the conversation unfolds.
Yeah.
Sometimes that's all it takes.
That's such a powerful reminder. Sometimes we overcomplicate things. We forget that genuine connection is the foundation of everything.
Exactly. And when you connect with people from that place of genuine care and curiosity, it creates a space for trust and openness. And that's where the magic of transformation really begins.
I'm so glad we had this conversation. I feel like I've gained a whole new perspective on how to attract clients in a way that feels aligned and authentic.
It's been a pleasure diving deep with you. Remember, you have everything you need within you to create a thriving coaching practice. Trust in yourself, trust in the process, and let your light shine.
This has been another illuminating deep dive. What if you started embodying this pull energy today? What shifts might you experience in your coaching practice and beyond? Until next time, keep shining your light and stay curious.
And remember, you are a magnet for miracles. So we've talked about shifting from pushing to pulling and really embodying that magnetic energy.
Yeah,
And I want to emphasize that building a successful coaching practice takes time.
for sure.
It's not about overnight success or quick fixes. Like,
Gotcha.
it's about nurturing those genuine connections and building trust over time.
Absolutely.
One of the sources we're exploring today called this the resonance model.
I love that.
Yeah,
It's about finding the people who truly resonate with you and your work.
exactly. And the resonance model highlights several key principles.
Okay, I'm all ears.
Let's dive in. First, it emphasizes the importance of speaking your truth consistently, just like
Yeah.
we discussed earlier.
Right. It's about letting your authentic self shine through and attracting people who align with your values.
Second, the resonance model encourages you to give value without attachment.
Okay.
Share your insights and expertise generously without expecting anything in return.
Because when we give freely, we create a space for abundance to flow back to us.
Exactly. The third principle of the resonance model is to trust the timing.
Letting go of that need to control the outcome
Right.
and trusting that things will unfold naturally.
Precisely. And the fourth principle is to focus on deep conversations, not numbers.
It's about quality over quantity.
Absolutely. It's about connecting with people on a heart-to-heart level rather than just trying to rack up a certain number of clients,
And that leads us to the fifth principle of the resonance model.
which is to make invitations, not pitches.
So it's not about trying to sell someone on coaching,
Right.
but rather inviting them to explore the possibility.
Exactly. And when you do that, you create a space for authentic choice.
This whole resonance model is so powerful. It really takes the pressure off and allows us to approach client attraction from a place of ease and flow.
And remember, when you embody these principles, you become a magnet for the people who are meant to work with you.
So as we wrap up this deep dive into attracting clients effortlessly, I want to leave our listeners with one final thought.
Beautiful.
What if you let go of the pressure to constantly sell your coaching and simply focused on having those deep, meaningful conversations?
It's a good one.
What if you allowed yourself to be fully seen and heard in all your authenticity? What if you trusted that the right people would find their way to you?
Love it.
Because when you align with your truth and embody your unique gifts, the world takes notice.
It sure does.
This has been another insightful journey on exponential enlightenment. Until next time, keep shining your light and keep trusting the process.
And remember, you are a magnet for miracles.